Once upon a time, in a quiet village, there lived a young girl who was not only kind and gentle, but also so beautiful that people said the stars had gifted her their glow. Sadly, she lost her mother when she was just a little child. Her father remarried, but her stepmother was cruel and cold hearted. The poor girl worked day and night. No matter how hard she tried, her stepmother was never pleased. "It's not enough," she always said, and gave her more and more work, hoping to break her spirit. One day, the stepmother gave her a sack filled with 12 pounds of feathers. "Pick every single one clean today," she ordered. "If not, you'll be punished." Do you think life is just for daydreaming? The girl sat at the table, tears running down her soft cheeks. Every time she made a little pile of clean feathers, they flew away when she sighed or moved, and she had to start again. She buried her lovely face in her hands and cried, "Isn't there anyone in this world who will help me?" Then a gentle voice whispered, "Be comforted, dear child. I've come to help you." She looked up and saw an old woman with kind eyes and silver hair standing beside her. The woman took her hand warmly, and the girl told her everything. "Don't worry," said the old woman. "Rest now, and I'll do your work." The girl lay on her bed and quickly fell asleep. The old woman sat down, and as soon as her fingers touched the feathers, they floated from the quills like snow. When the girl awoke, the room was spotless, and the feathers were piled like clouds. But the old woman had vanished. When her stepmother saw the work finished, she was shocked. So you can be useful?" she snapped. "Let's see how you handle this next task." The next morning, she gave the girl a spoon full of holes. "Empty the pond near the garden with this. Finish by night or else." The girl knelt by the pond, her tears mixing with the water. But once again, the kind old woman appeared. "Rest, my child," she said. "Leave this to me." The girl lay down in the shade. The old woman touched the water, and a soft mist rose into the sky, disappearing into the clouds. By sunset, the pond was dry, with fish flipping in the mud. The girl showed her stepmother. "Well, you're slower than I'd like," the woman grumbled. "But you'll never manage the next one." On the third morning, she pointed to a rocky field. "Build me a castle there. By evening, if even one spoon or fork is missing, you'll regret it." The girl walked to the field and sat on a stone. "Surely the old woman will come," she thought, and she was right. "I will build the castle," the old woman said softly. "You rest, and maybe one day it will be yours." When the girl awoke, the plain had changed. Towering stone walls rose into the sky. The castle sparkled like a dream, with silk curtains, golden chairs, marble floors, and crystal lights. Green parrots and songbirds sang from golden cages. Outside, flowering trees lined the red carpeted stairs. The girl ran to her stepmother. "The castle is finished." "About time," the woman sneered and marched in. The beauty of the place blinded her. "Everything seems in order. Let's check the kitchen and cellar." The kitchen was warm, with food cooking on the hearth and every shiny pot in place. But when the stepmother opened the cellar trapdoor and climbed down, it suddenly slammed shut. The girl opened it and found the woman lying still and lifeless at the bottom. Now the castle belonged to the girl. She was overwhelmed by the riches, beautiful dresses, chests full of gold, silver, and jewels. But her heart remained pure. Princes came to ask for her hand, but none touched her heart, until the king's son arrived. Handsome, noble, and kind, he won her heart. They sat under a lovely lime tree in the garden one evening, and he said, "I'll return soon with my father's blessing. Wait here for me." She kissed him on the left cheek. "Promise no one else will kiss you here," she said. "I'll wait beneath this tree." She waited all day, then 3 more. But he never returned. On the fourth day, she packed 3 magical dresses, one with golden suns, one with silver moons, and one with shining stars, along with her jewels. She set off to find him. She searched everywhere, but no one had seen the prince. Heartbroken, she became a cow herd for a kind farmer, hiding her treasures beneath a stone. Her only friend was a little calf she fed by hand. Sometimes she'd sing softly, "Little calf, kneel by my side. Forget me not, sweet shepherd maid," as the prince forgot his bride, who waited in the lime tree's shade. Years passed. One day, she heard that the king's son was to marry a princess. The wedding parade passed near her village, and she saw the prince riding proudly. He looked straight ahead and didn't notice her. "Alas," she sighed, "he has forgotten me." The next day he passed again. She sang her song, and the prince paused. He looked at her face, puzzled, but said nothing and rode on. Her heart ached. At last, a grand festival was announced at the palace. She took her golden sundress from its hiding place, let down her long golden hair, and walked to the castle under the stars. When she entered the ballroom, everyone gasped at her beauty. The prince saw her, danced only with her, and forgot his bride. But she disappeared before morning. The next night, she wore her silver moon dress and a glowing jewel in her hair. Again the prince danced only with her and begged her to return once more. On the third evening, she wore the dress of stars, her hair sparkling with gems. The prince ran to her. "Who are you? Why do you seem so familiar?" She gently kissed his left cheek. "Now do you remember me?" The spell broke, and he knew her at once. "You are my true bride," he cried. They climbed into his carriage, and the horses flew like wind toward the castle. As they passed the lime tree, its branches shimmered with light, and its flowers filled the air with sweet perfume. Inside the golden hall, the court was waiting, and the priest was ready. That very night, the beautiful girl married her prince, and at last, her kind heart found the joy and love it truly deserved. And they lived happily ever after.